So I was tagged by my man CjCity over at CjCity TV. If you're not familiar with his channel, I'll post it down below in the 12 fragrances for a year tag video. So the premise of this video, this was started by Darian over at Bowtie Fragrance Guy, is you get one fragrance per month for an entire year. And when I first thought about this, I was like, oh, it'll be easy. I'll just pick my 12 favorite fragrances and throw them in the video. Didn't quite work out that way. I have go-to fragrances for certain seasons, and then I just wear the mess out of them. Like, I never thought about if I only had one to wear, which one would I pick? So this turned out to be a little more difficult than I thought it would be. Did some testing and did some rearranging and came up with my list. 12 fragrances for the year, one per month. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Post Points channel. If this is your first time finding me, please consider liking and subscribing as I talk about some of the best fragrances on the market for men and women in 10 post points or less. Let's jump right into this list. Now, jumping right into it and starting out here in January, I have to go with something that is on the darker side. January is going to be cold. Here in Texas, this is one of the months that it actually stays cold, and so I get to reach for the fragrances that I don't get to reach for all the other triple-digit months. And for January, I'm going to go with Pure Malt. It's one of the strongest ones I have, and I don't get to, again, I don't get to wear it that much. Put a pretty good dent in this, but I've also had it forever too. So a boozy, sweet patchouli. Like wearing this when I'm, sweaters, cold weather, going out type fragrance. It is, I think, if you control your sprays, a date-like fragrance, but it is, to me, one of my heaviest fragrances. So I'm really conscious about that, especially when around the wife, because it will give her a headache. One of the best smelling fragrances on the market, I think, regardless of if it's niche or designer, and it's called Pure Malt. Now, coming up in February, now everybody knows it's Valentine's, the month of love. It's also my birthday month, so I would imagine I'll be going out quite a bit. So I wanted something that's great for date scenarios for me and the missus, and for that, I'm gonna go with Dior Homme Intense. Just another beautiful fragrance. Utilizing it in the cold season, date night season, one of the best smelling fragrances, period. So kicking the year off in January and February with some of the best on the market, in my opinion, regardless of price point. Known for its iris, but if you like sweet fragrances, it is sweet and it has this cocoa-like vibe to it in the base, and smooth suede-like leather. Really nice fragrance. If you have not gotten your nose on that one, I would encourage you to do so. Again, one of the best fragrances on the market, in my opinion, regardless of price. Now, for March, we're starting to warm up a little bit. Going with a fragrance that I can wear in the morning where it's cool, but also, and it warms up a little bit in the afternoon as well. And for that, I'm reaching for the One by Dolce & Gabbana. Now, this is a dark fragrance, tobacco and amber, with a little bit of spice. And it is a dark scent, but not a overpowering scent. And so I think March, getting to be a little warmer, this will be a good one to reach for, especially in work scenarios, because it doesn't push out. I don't have a problem with performance. Some people do, but as you can see, I have the big 5-ounce bottle of it because I really like the way it smells. Very popular scent. A lot of people like the way this one smells. Gets a lot of compliments, and it smells so good I actually doubled up and got the parfum version as well, both 5-ounce. A really good fragrance. but I'm going to show some love to the Eau de Toilette, and that'll be my scent for March. Okay, so April, we're going to kick off spring. I'm going to go back to the house of Dior and a floral scent, but a masculine floral. And that is going to go for Dior Homme, and it's going to be the silver stem version. Now, this version is heavy on not only the iris, but also lavender. I think the re-release dialed back the iris a little bit. This one's kicking off spring, floral. This is one of the more masculine florals you're going to get. Lavender, iris, and then leather. Another beautiful fragrance. You can't find this one in stores. You have the re-release, and then you have the 2020 version. I've not smelled the 2020 version, but people are bashing that online. I don't think it smells like the traditional Dior Homme. If you can find the version that's prior to 2020, I would recommend that one. And that bottle just looks like this. The same bottle, just not the silver stem. If you can find that, I recommend this one as well. They smell the same other than the opening. Again, the opening is a little lighter and fresher because of amped up lavender. But other than that, they smell the same in the mid and the dry down. Recommend that one as well. So spring is going to be in full bloom here in May. And so it's going to be a little warmer. I'm going to want something light, fresh. I'm going to stick with the floral theme. I'm going to reach for one from Tom Ford. That'll be Neroli Portofino. I've taken my time going through this 12 mils. This will be a big bottle purchase for me because it checks all the boxes for me. Personally, it's bright, fresh. It's powerful for a warm weather scent. Of course, based around Neroli, smells clean, almost soapy at times, but most importantly, I think it's a very work-friendly fragrance because it will last all day. Never ceased to amaze me the performance on the Tom Ford brand, especially off my skin. Neroli Portofino is one that I can wear, smell fresh, clean all day, and if I'm around the house, it doesn't bother the wife. May, Neroli Portofino. Now for June, I'm going with another popular one that needs no introduction. One of my all-time fragrance, and it's L'Homme from YSL. Now this one is again floral. Ginger and violet leaf are going to be the combo in this, with vetiver in the base. Gives it some cleanness and some spicy notes up top. One of the best openings, hands down, in any genre of fragrance. One of the best openings I've smelled, any price point. Love this. Went through 2 of the 3.3s. Decided to get a 6.7. Hopefully that'll last me for a while. It's a great everyday fragrance, especially in high heat, even though it has some of those peppery notes in it. One of the best fragrances on the market. L'Homme from YSL. Now here's where it got a little bit tricky for me in this list, because I'm thinking here in Texas we're gonna have a season of triple digits. It's gonna be uncomfortable to wear anything with a whole lot of sweetness. High heat, triple digit temperatures like that, anything that is too sweet will be sickly and nauseating, not only to myself but the people around me. So I went with a fragrance that has almost no sweetness in it, from the house of John Varvatos Artisan. Now this is a very light, transparent fragrance. It is a white floral. Orange blossom, I believe, is the middle flower in this, and orange like citrus up top. I think it's mandarin or something like that, maybe blood orange. A masculine citrus. I just reviewed this one, and I think that's a great summation of this scent. It's a masculine citrus. Really like this one. Doesn't smell very natural, but for high heat transparency, I think this is a great scent. This is going to be my July reach, high summer, triple digit go-to fragrance for July. Now you would hope there would be some reprieve from the triple digits, but not here. August is going to be another month that I expect a lot of triple digit, so I'm going to go to another one, but this one does have a touch of sweetness, but it also has a cooling vibe to it, and that is Tommy Bahama Set Sail St. Bart's. just spraying it off the off the sprayer, it has a cooling effect. It's watery, it's light, and just cooling is the only way I can describe it. Yes, it has some sweetness to it. It is supposed to mimic a margarita, so it has like agave and a margarita note and some sweetness to it. I think salt. I don't get the salt vibe, but a good smelling fragrance. And I wore this to a water park once, thinking, oh, it's light, it's cheap, it'll be gone by the time I get there. This thing actually lasted through midday off my skin at a water park. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's a very well constructed fragrance, although once you get to the base, really all you get is musk, but you still smell good. And I want to say, I have not researched this, but I want to say I read somewhere that there was ISO E Super in this. I have not verified that for this video, but have gotten good reaction from the wife with this as well. So, all right. So September, we'll start to get a little bit of a reprieve from the heat, but it will still be warm. So I'm going to reach for something that will take me the opposite of earlier in the year, which is cool in the morning and warm in the afternoon. I'm gonna go warmer during the day, cooler at night. And yes, I'm a Dior fanboy, but I'm going back to the original Dior Homme Sport. Now, I was lucky to find this. This is another ginger heavy scent. I think I want to say lemon and ginger or bergamot and ginger, one of the two. It's still light and airy enough, effervescent, almost bubbly for the high heat during the day, but lasts and smells really good in the mid and the base to get me through the happy hour. Really like that one. Really buttoned up, professional summer scent. So that I am going with Dior Homme Sport for September. Now, I had a dilemma on this list, and I picked a fragrance for October that I probably wear more in the spring and the summer time than I do in October, but I had better fragrances suited, I think, for the season. And this one I wear really all year round, but I think October is going to be the month for Allure Homme Edition Blanche. Now, this is a metallic lemon scent, but it also has an oriental type vibe to it. It dries down to something similar to the original, which is an oriental woody scent. And I think this is going to be a good option, even though it's probably a little lighter than what most people would reach for to kick off fall. But that oriental vibe in the base of this, the spice that it has, makes it appropriate, I think. And I'm going to go with Allure Homme Edition Blanche for October. Now, November, we will be cold. We're finally getting back into those cold months. Family gatherings, Thanksgiving, layering up to go to work. I got a perfect fragrance for that, and it's called Fortitude. Now, this is a spicy tobacco and amber combo that is perfect. It is right up my alley. Yes, it has an oriental vibe to it, a spicy vibe, a sexy vibe, smooth. I said this is like swagger in a bottle in my review, and I'm just gonna double down on that. One of my favorite fragrances over the last, I don't know, year that I've had this. This is the 8.4 ounce, so I'm gonna have that for a while. Sick bottle, sick presentation, and compliment magnet. Fortitude by Robert Graham. Now, to round out this list in December, I have a lot of dark fragrances. I have a lot of dark fragrances that I really like, so this was really hard to pick, but there's one fragrance that has stood out, performance, smell, and even though the brand and the name of the fragrance is pretty popular, Fahrenheit Parfum. It's a modern, better version of the original. I know everybody's sick of the original Fahrenheit. Everybody and their dad and their uncles and their cousins all wore Fahrenheit in the 90s and probably wore it up through the 2000s. And even though that fragrance is a classic, This fragrance is better. It still has that oily vibe to it, almost greasy. It's hard to explain if you never smelled it. This is just a masterpiece of a fragrance to me. It smells like baby oil feels. It's real smooth. It has a good dose of vanilla in that. Violet leaf, one of my favorite notes in all fragrance. Just a beautiful fragrance that's going to get me through December. Fahrenheit lip parfum. All right, so that is my list. I guess next I'm supposed to tag people. I have no clue of who all have done this, so I'm just going to name some folks and hopefully they have not done it. So first, let's go with Chris over at Fragmental. I have not seen you do this particular tag video. You're really good at responding to tags, so I'll tag you. Fragrance Journey 01, my man, I met her at the end of last year. Let me see what you got for this 12 fragrances for a year. I know you don't do seasons, but I'll be interested to see how you put this list together. And Coachrob, have not seen Coachrob do a list like this, so Coachrob, I'll tag you as well. And everybody else, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.